All right, well, happy Saturday afternoon to you all. I haven't ridden or recorded or vlogged or anything in close to 2 weeks. Oops, I guess I better pull these off of here. I have just been slammed with work, and I haven't had really much time to ride. I have been riding, I just haven't recorded anything. Just bordering burnout, but really just focusing mostly on work. There's just so much going on right now. This is my busy season, so everyone is trying to get their projects done before the end of the year, so I am clobbered time-wise. So today I am headed out to the warehouse to do my what used to be normal bike rotation routine. I haven't been doing it lately because I've been so busy. And I'm sure a lot of my batteries are starting to get a little flat over there, just waiting in the cold warehouse. Yeah, gonna get over there. So today I'll go over there, start up 3 or 4 of the bikes, ride them around the neighborhoods, and try to freshen up the motors and the batteries and whatnot. And I might swap off the Ryker, leave it there, bring something else home. I'm not sure. Weather is supposed to be pretty good for the next several weeks, so let's see. Our Thanksgiving forecast is really good. I mean, this is the Saturday before Thanksgiving, and I have company coming in for the holiday, so I'll be headed back to the warehouse again in a couple days to pick up my travel trailer, and we're just going to park it in the driveway at the house, much to the dismay of the neighborhood association, but that's okay. They don't like trailers or boats or anything like that in the driveways because it makes the neighborhood look messy. Okay, yeah, sure. What about all the cars parked in the streets with the empty driveways? I digress. I wouldn't get into that right now. So anyway, we're gonna have the RV sitting in the driveway for a few days. You might want to stop for the red light, and then after the Thanksgiving weekend, I'll take it back to the warehouse and park it. But that'll give us a little guest house and a little more room to stretch out. So I have a couple of machines in the warehouse that I haven't played with in a very, very long time, and I might dig into that today. I'm not 100% sure if I've got the motivation or the gumption to give that a shot, but I might do it. I need to get my Silver Wing out and on the road. I don't have a compressor at the warehouse, and that's the only thing that's really stopping me from messing around with those and getting them running. I know the tires are a little low, so I've got to get them aired up somehow. And need to get the Silver Wing out and give it some exercise because it's been sitting for over a year, probably getting on 2 years now. I've ridden it a couple times through that span, but not much, not enough to really give it any significant exercise. Another one is my 1970 Honda CL175 Scrambler. It's just been sitting, waiting for me to have time to do a restoration project. It needs a little help. It had been sitting for a number of years when I acquired it. It is driving and running, but the brakes are a little wonky on it. The suspension's way too soft, and it has a leaky tire, rear tire, so it just needs a few things done to it, and then it'll be roadworthy again. But it is tagged and legal and everything like that, so I don't know. Maybe today I'll bring that up and play with it. I know for sure I don't have time to dig into that as a full project right now, though. There's just too much going on toward the end of the year. with all of my work projects and holiday schedule and everything else. I don't think that toolbox is sitting in there, right? I've mentioned it a couple times. I want to do a retro ride somewhere. I need to get my CL 175 fully road ready and predictable, and then I'll try to get my little CB 125 on the road and ready, one of my other older bikes, and find somebody that's crazy enough to go with me. I don't know if it'll be my son or somebody else. We'll take a ride, maybe up to Arkansas or Texarkana or somewhere in that range. Yeah, if I had the time, I would love to do a coast-to-coast on an old bike. Maybe I can arrange that in the next few years. We'll see. I think it would be a great trip, you know, for memories, for the unknown factor, just the sheer adventure of it. To take an old classic bike like that, the 175 Scrambler, or maybe a 350 Scrambler or something like that, coast to coast. That would be just awesome. Back to full analog, you know, no digital anything. It's just the machine and the road, and that's it. No electronics. Go paper map, you know, good old school. I don't think I could skip my cell phone. I would have to take that with me, but I think I would discipline myself enough to not use it for navigation. I might use it for music or something like that, but no navigation. Just go paper map and roll charts or something like that for turn-by-turn nav. I've also considered opening up a Patreon account. I do have one. I just haven't messed with it yet. I don't know how to say this delicately or without sounding like a D-bag, but I make enough money that I don't need Patreon money. I do this as a hobby, not really to make money. It's not a business. But I have considered using a Patreon account for some of the road trips, like maybe the Cannonball Run, or you know, that coast to coast on a classic bike, like I was just talking about. That would be interesting. You know, that would be a way for me to kind of offset my income while I'm out doing that, and it might also be a way to see who's really interested in that sort of thing from a viewer or subscriber perspective, because only people that are paying are the ones that are interested in watching it. I get a lot of thumbs down and unknown viewers and things like that from YouTube, because a video might end up in somebody's stream and it's just not what they're after. I choose to believe, I don't know if it's really the case, but I choose to believe that whenever I get thumbs down on a lot of the videos, it's just because it's not something that someone was interested in. I can't imagine that somebody would just thumb me down because they're being a tool, although there are a few of those people out there. But anyway, back to the subscription thing. I do donate a bit on Patreon to a few channels that I'm interested in watching. And sometimes you get perks, you know, video perks, so you get access to videos before they're released on YouTube or Vimeo or other platforms. And sometimes it's just exclusive video, period. It's not released elsewhere. So I don't know, maybe that's something interesting. If you guys watching think that would be appealing to you, let me know. I'll set up the Patreon account and figure out how to premiere access and all that kind of stuff. And it won't be expensive. You know. Like I said, I'm not doing this as a business, it's a hobby. So, you know, $1 a month, $2 a month, whatever, I don't care. Just something to gauge interest on the content. The other thing about the Patreon type subscriptions is you can help me steer the content into what's interesting for you. Kind of vote on what's next. Same thing would go for product reviews. If there's something that you're interested in looking at or purchasing or whatever, and you don't really want to drop your money on it, if I've already got it, or if I'm planning on getting it, using giveaways, that's another big deal. Is if Patreon money or subscriber money pays for a product that I purchase and review for the channel or whatever, I'll give it away. Just donate it. Do a raffle and somebody gets it. And if I really like it and want to keep it for myself, well, then I'll either buy another one for me or whatever. But if it's a community-generated item, then it goes back to the community. So also on the website and the forum ideas, I don't have a lot of spare time because I'm usually working at least 70 to 80 hours a week, billable time. So it's hard for me to put that down and go, yeah, I'm just going to go goof off for a day or whatever. To me, that's lost dollars. But I did spend a few hours in research on forum software, and I found a couple that look interesting. They're not free. None of the good ones are free. The one that I'm looking at is probably a couple $100 a month, which, again, without sounding like a D-bag, that's not really that big a deal for me. I don't mind burning that if and only if it goes somewhere and it's useful. I just want to throw away a couple $100 a month for nothing. But I'll try to spin up a couple of sites. My primary site that I'll try to link everything else out of will be my channel name, which is quasimotard.com. So I own that domain. I just need to put a website up there, and it'll probably be something like a WordPress site with just a generic content blog, whatever. But I probably won't put most of my content there. I'll link it out to the other sub-sites, which will be forums on their own domains, like Ryker's Island and Super Cub, and I've got a few other domains that are pretty juicy. So those will just be, the community sites for those genres of bikes. And I fully intend on having sub-forums, like community-generated forums and boards, regional boards, I guess that's what I'm looking to say. I will have regional information in there that can be managed by other regional members. So if you're up in New Jersey, I've had a few northeastern coast people that have said, they got Rykers and they enjoy watching some of my content, and they haven't been able to get out and find any other Ryker owners in their area. Well, if they jump on this board, they can make their own New Jersey area, or whatever their city or region, whatever they want to create, and then they can kind of have their own calendaring and scheduling and board members and all that. The content will be available to everybody else, but it'll be specific or centric to those people in that area. So I think that would be great for meetup rides and that sort of thing, because people, the Red Dirt Rikers group, let's use them for an example. They're a great group. They started that on Facebook, and they're up in Oklahoma. Well, a lot of people are wondering, hey, how can I join in? Well, if you're not in Oklahoma, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So if we had areas for people in their own locales to meet up and arrange group rides and stuff like that, that'd be cool. And for me, I don't know. I talked about it on my Oklahoma meetup ride. Most of the forums, in my opinion, just haven't been working well, whether it's content management or conflict management seems to be a little more it. The personalities of the three-wheeled crowd and the motorcycle crowd are not generally the same in ages and opinions and that sort of thing, I guess is the easiest way to say it. Most of the three-wheel crowd so far, until the Ryker has come along, has been an older group, at least my age or older, and they're riding Harley trikes or converted gull wing trikes, that sort of thing. And that's a very different riding style. It's a traditional trike, one in front, two in back, and they just don't have the same riding expectations and mentality as the younger group does. So in the forums, they just don't seem very welcoming. They're very overly opinionated, hard to get along with, and I've lurked on many of them for quite a while now. I'm a dormant member in a couple of them because I don't know, just there's too much shit slinging, pardon my language. And on the counterpoint to the the trash talking and the problems, then you get moderators that are way too overzealous and they want to censor people and things like that. So my idea on the forum is it'll have a couple of different areas. There's going to be, the DMZ, more or less, where people can come in and they're not going to get fragged as soon as they step in the grounds. It's going to be kind of a welcome area, and get to know everybody, keep everything civil in this area, and then we're going to have the complete opposite end of the spectrum elsewhere, where it's the wild, wild west and anything goes. And if somebody's hurting your feelings, well, sorry, tough titty. Either put up or shut up, and if you don't like it, go away. I mean, that's what I did. I don't particularly like one of the forums that I got gang jumped into, and I went in there and tried to make nice and set the record straight to some people that were being some shitheads, and the shithead train just continued, and I decided, okay, this isn't for me. See you later. So anyway, who's to say that this one will turn out any different? But I think you just leave everybody to their own, and it'll sort out. My main goal for it is just to give a meeting point for other like-minded riders. ADV Rider is another good example. That site can get pretty rough. They're almost like a slash dot. They don't mince words. You get a lot of veteran riders in there that are crazy bastards like I am, and they go out and do insane stuff and custom builds and custom mods on their bikes, and they push them into roles they were never designed for, and somebody will come in there and start trash talking them and saying, what's wrong with you, why are you doing this that way, blah blah blah, and they just get decimated. I mean, they get gutted and hung to dry, because it's all about what are you doing. Don't tell me how I should do my stuff. What are you doing? You put up or shut up. I completely agree with that. I have no time for somebody telling me what I can and can't do, what I should or shouldn't do, if they're not out there doing it themselves. Now, if you're doing something that I'm doing and you've got a better way to do it, fine, I'll listen. But if you're just being a armchair quarterback, keyboard warrior, you can kiss my ass. Anyway, that's my rant. I made it to the warehouse here, and I'm going to swap bikes and figure out what's on for the rest of the day. See ya.